Hi students, I welcome you all in the fifth lecture of TOC. In this we are seeing context-free grammars, and in that, in previous lecture, we have seen that I will need a simplification of grammar. Okay, and in that thing we have seen that there will be a redundancy in the grammar due to the flexibility of the we can say that the definition of the CFG, and we need to remove that redundancy for the getting the normal form CFG. Okay, so in that we have gone through some we can say that some redundancy, like in that we have the useless symbol, unit production, okay, and epsilon production. Okay, so we have to remove that productions, so we can get the simplification of the grammar. Now in today's lecture we will see how can we eliminate that epsilon production and we can say that useless symbols and unit production. Okay, so let's see one by one, and we will solve some questions in this so that you can get a better idea. Okay, so let's start from the epsilon production, that is elimination of epsilon production. So whenever we are talking about our elimination of epsilon production, we have to remove the epsilon production. So in this situation we are having the A produces epsilon. Okay, so first of all what we will do, we will find out the all the nullable variables. Nullable variables means from which we are getting the null string. Okay, so in this situation A is the nullable variable, so I will write here A. Okay, so A is the nullable variable, so I have written A. And the next thing is that after getting the nullable variable, once we got A is the nullable variable, then whenever A is present we will put that epsilon and we will check whether that something produces again epsilon or not. Means suppose if here suppose B produces A agar hota, okay, B produces A agar hota, then B itself is also a nullable variable, but in this case there is no A is present, so that's why we will keep this as it is. Okay, or so just a bit. Okay, so question is like this: 0 A 1. Okay, so this is the question, and in this case situation we got the nullable variable as A, and we will, if we will put the A value is epsilon, then we are getting S produces 0 1, that is not null, so we cannot say that S is a nullable variable. So we got nullable variable is only A. Now next step is that we will write the production, okay, with or without that nullable variable. Okay, so we got A is the nullable variable, so we will rewrite that production. So S produces, what is there, S produces 0 S 1. Then again here we are having 0 A 1. Now what we will do, we will write this production with or without nullable variable. The nullable variable कौन सा है यहाँ पे 0, sorry, A is the nullable variable, so we will write with nullable variable at 0 A 1 and without nullable variable 0 1 we will get, and we will remove this one, this production. Okay, so instead of that we have put the value of A is null or without null. Okay, now if you will get this production, now we can easily see that here one useless production is there, because we will not able to reach A. For A there is no production, so what we will do, we will remove this one also. So finally we will get S produces 0 S 1 and 0 1. This is the final CFG we are getting after the removal of epsilon productions. Okay, and one more thing about the removal of epsilon production is that we have already seen that whenever the language itself is containing the epsilon, then we cannot remove that epsilon. Okay, remember this point. Okay, so let's see the next question. So in this question the question is given is like this. I will read it first. S produces ABC and small d is there, then A is again producing BC, B is producing small b capital B or epsilon, and C is producing small c capital C or epsilon. Okay, so first thing what we have to do, we have to find out the nullable variables. Okay, so in this situation we can see that B produces epsilon is there and C produces epsilon is there. So nullable variables we have identified here, B and C. Okay, now what we will do, we will put B, C in the productions, and we will get we will see whether we are getting more nullable variables or not. Okay, suppose in this production A produces BC, if I will put B and C as null, that is epsilon, then I am getting A is also a nullable variable. Okay, so I got B, C, A are the nullable variables. Now I will put B, C, A in the starting production. So I will, if I will put A, B, C as epsilon, then S is producing small d. Okay, so that is not a null. So S is not a nullable variable. So finally I got B, comma C and A are the nullable variables. Now what is my task? I will write all the production with or without nullable variables. So first production I will write S produces with nullable variables. With nullable variables मतलब क्या आएगा? As it is A, B, C and small d. Okay. Now what I will do? These three are the nullable variables. First I will put A as a epsilon, then I will get B, C and D. Okay, or if I will put B as epsilon, then I will get A, capital C and D. Okay, A, C, D. Okay, then if I will put instead of C as epsilon, then I will get A, B and D. Okay, now I got these three extra, and now what I will do, instead of AB I will put epsilon, so I will get CD. We have to try all the possible combinations. Okay, now instead of BC I will put epsilon, so I will get AD, and finally instead of AC अगर मैं epsilon put करता हूँ तो then I will get BD. Okay, and if I will put A, B, C all are epsilon, then I will get simply small d. Okay, so these are the possible number of productions I will get from S. S produces A, B, C, D like this. These many production I will get. Okay, now this production is over. Now let's think about next production, that is A with or without nullable variables. So BC with nullable variables. Now I will put B as null, so I will get C, and if I will put C as a null, then I will get B. So these are the possible combinations I will get if I will put the nullable variables as epsilon. Okay, then next B produces small b, capital B as it is with nullable variable, and without nullable variable I will get small b, and I have to remove this B produces epsilon. Okay, so instead of that we have putted that B. Okay, now next is C produces, what is there, with nullable variable CC, and without nullable variable if I will put epsilon here in this C, then I will get small c. Okay, so this is the grammar I am getting after removal of epsilon productions. Okay, so let's see next one. Next question is this: S produces AB, then A is producing small a, capital A, then epsilon, and B is producing small b, capital B, and again here epsilon is there. Okay, okay. So in this situation, what are the nullable variables? That is A is null because A produces epsilon. Then B is also a nullable variable because that is also producing epsilon. And now we will check if I will put A and B as null, whether S is producing null or anything else. Okay, so now if I will put A and B are epsilon, then I am getting S is also producing a null string. So S is also a nullable variables. Now whenever S comes in the nullable variables, then definitely we are going to use one epsilon production, because for getting epsilon itself in the or we can say that language itself is producing the epsilon, then there is no other way without producing from it that epsilon from starting symbol. Okay, so yes is producing epsilon, that is necessary. Okay, so by same rule we will write the all the production with or without nullable variables. So with nullable variables I will get ab. Without nullable variables, suppose I will put instead of a as epsilon, then I will get b, or instead of b if I will put epsilon, then I will get c. Okay, and if I will put both the epsilon, so both the epsilon, then I will get this produces epsilon. Okay, next a is producing small a, and instead of this a I will put epsilon, then second a is as it is. If I will put epsilon in the place of second a, then also I am getting this one only, so I will not write that again. And finally instead of both a I will put epsilon, then I will get single. And same for b as it is, b b, and instead of bb if I will put epsilon, then I will get small b. Okay, so this is the final CFG after removal of epsilon functions. Okay, let's see the another one. So in this question, four productions are given, that is S produces A, B, A, C. A is producing small a capital A or epsilon, and B is producing small b capital B and or epsilon, or C producing small c. Okay, so in this I will identify the nullable variables. Who is producing the epsilon, that is nullable variable. So B is producing epsilon, so B is nullable variable, and A is also producing epsilon, so A is also a nullable variable. Okay, now what I will do, instead of ab if I will put epsilon, whether I am getting another nullable variable or not, that I will check. Okay, so instead of ab a if I will put epsilon, then I am getting c, and c is producing small c, so s is not a nullable variable, so only b and a are the nullable variables. Okay, so next step is that we will write the production, or we can say that we will rewrite the production with respect to finding the nullable variables and without nullable variables. Okay, so yes producing what is there with nullable variables, what I will get a b a c. Okay, and now instead of first a if I will put epsilon, then I will get b a c. Okay, b a c, then instead of this, okay, instead of b if I will put epsilon, then I will get a a c. If I will put epsilon, then I will get a b c, and okay, a b c. C is not epsilon, so we cannot put instead of c as epsilon. Then after that, instead of a b if I will put epsilon, then I will get this a c. Okay, or instead of this both a if I will put epsilon, then I will get b c. Okay, and if I will put instead of this b a epsilon, then I will get AC only, so AC is already there. And instead of all these three, if I will put epsilon, then I will get C itself, so I will get S produces, there are 7 productions. Okay, so now this production is over. The next one is A is producing small a capital A, so we will write with nullable variable, that is A, and without nullable variable I am getting small a. Okay, similarly B is producing small b capital B, and instead of capital B I am getting small b. Okay, and finally C produces small c as it is. Okay, understood? So this is the final CFG after removal of epsilon productions. Let's see the next one. So this is next question. S produces capital A, small b a c, then A is producing bc, B is producing small b and or epsilon, C is producing capital D or epsilon, and D is producing small d. So in this we will find out the nullable variables. So I am getting C is the nullable variable. Okay, C. Then capital B is also a nullable variable. So B is also a nullable variable. If I will put BC in this production, then I am getting A is also a nullable variable. Okay, and if I will put AC in starting production, yes, produces AB AC is there. If I will put AC instead of AC, that is epsilon, then also I am getting some string that is not null. So grammar is not producing epsilon. So we can remove these two productions easily. B produces epsilon and C produces epsilon. So the grammar with or without nullable variables I am getting. So yes produces. First I will write with all the nullable variables. So I am getting A, B, A and capital C. Now instead of A, if I will put epsilon, then what I will get? Just a second. Small b, okay, small a and capital C. Instead of A only I have put it epsilon, okay, so I am getting this one. Now what I will do, instead of capital C I will put epsilon, so I will get A, B, A. And now if I will put instead of both A and C as epsilon, then I will get B A. Okay, so yes produces, this is over. Now think about next production, that is A produces BC. So with nullable variables I will write BC as it is. Without nullable variable, first I will write B and C is epsilon, and instead of C I will write epsilon, then sorry, instead of B if I will write epsilon, then I will get C. So this is A is also over. Now think about B. We have to remove B produces epsilon, and we have identified the nullable variables, and wherever B is available or C is available, we have replaced that with small b. Okay, so now instead of B produces epsilon, I will write B produces B, this one only, and I will remove this one. Now let's think about C. C produces D is there. Okay, so with, so D is not an variable variable, so I will write directly D. Okay, and finally D is producing small d. Okay, D is producing small d. So this is all about uh, all the productions. Okay, so we can say that this is the CFG after removal of epsilon functions. Okay, आई होप आप लोगों को ये क्वेश्चन समझ में आ रहे हैं. मैं इसलिए ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन ले रहा हूँ क्योंकि जितने ज़्यादा हम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे उतना ज़्यादा हम अंडरस्टैंड कर पाएंगे. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन अबाउट एप्सिलॉन प्रोडक्शंस. So this is the one. Yes, is producing small a, capital A, small b, or small a, capital A, or small b, and AB or A. And finally A is producing epsilon. So nullable variables here, if I will calculate, then I will get first nullable variable, that is A. A produces epsilon, and if I will put A as epsilon here, then I am getting S produces AB, that is not null. So only nullable variable is A only. Okay, so the above productions I will write with or without nullable variable. So S produces A, S B. Then instead of this A, what I will do? I will write the with nullable variable, without nullable variable. So if I will write with nullable variable, so I will get AAB, and without nullable variable, that is AB. Okay, and already AB I got, so I will not write it because that is a repetition only. So AB finally A. Okay, now if I will carefully observe this productions or this grammar, we are not able to solve this because we are not having the production of for A. Means suppose A is A agar bhi hota to then we will keep this, but we don't have this. Okay, so if we don't have any thing which is means we can say that we are not using A at all, so that's why we will remove this one. So finally I will get S produces A is B, or AB or A. So this is the final CFG. Okay, after the removal of epsilon productions. Okay, आई होप कि आप लोगों को ये रिमूवल ऑफ एप्सिलॉन प्रोडक्शन समझ में आ गया होगा. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट we will see the removal of useless symbols, that is the elimination of useless symbols. Okay, so my question is that when we can say that variable is useful or the production is useful. Okay, so basically when a production or when a variable is producing some string, okay, or we can say that some terminal or set of terminals, then we can say that that particular production or particular variable is important, that is useful. Otherwise that particular variable is not terminating or not producing any we can say that is terminal, then we can say that that is useless. Okay, so in this situation, first of all what we will do, we will find out the useful symbols, and after finding out the useful symbols, our task will be easy, and after that we will use that useful symbols for eliminating the useless symbols, and after finding the useless symbols, then we can remove the useless productions also. Okay, so let's consider this question. So the question is like this: T is producing small a, then small a and capital B, or a b small a, sorry, a b capital A, then a capital T. Whenever capital letters are there, they are the variables, and small letters are the terminals. Okay, so always remember that in every grammar the terminals are useful. Okay, so in this the terminals are useful. So first of all I will write useful variables or useful symbols, because in this also I am writing the terminals also. Okay, then useful symbols becomes small a, small b, small c, sorry, small a, small b and small d. Now whichever is producing the set of terminals or terminal that is useful. So C is producing AD, so I will write C here. Then again instead of, okay, small A is producing small a capital A. Okay, not A. B is producing set of terminals, so I will write B is also a useful. And instead of B, if I will put that small b, then T is also a useful symbol. And again, okay, instead of a I will not. Okay, so these are the useful symbols. Now what I will do, uh, if I will carefully observe this, I am getting one thing. C is producing AD, but in starting production there is no way to reach the C. There is no way to reach the C. So we can say that C produces AD is a useless. Okay, this is a useless production. And if I will get this production, A produces small a capital A, so A producing small a capital A, so there is no way to terminate this A, because if I will use instead of this A small a, if I will write a only, then again a, and instead of A I am again write only a, so this is not the termination. A is always present, so we cannot reach the terminal state, or we cannot get the terminals by using these productions or set of terminals. Okay, so I will remove this one only, and after removal of this, whenever I will getting the A, I have to remove that production also, because I cannot able to reach the A by using that. So the final production after removal of these things becomes T produces AAB. Okay, then ABA is removed because this is useless. We cannot reach A, so remaining is AAT. Then B is producing AB and small b. Okay, so after removal of useless symbols, this is the final CFG we are getting. Okay, let's see the another question. In this question, first of all, we will find out the useful symbols. So useful symbols क्या आएंगे? First of all, terminals are useful, that is A, B are the terminals. Then A is producing some terminal, just a bit. Okay, A is producing some terminal, so A is also a useful one. And then okay, instead of A, if I will put this small a, then this is also producing a string of terminals, so B is also useful. And instead of this AB, if I will put terminals there, then S is also useful one. Okay, now check whether the C is useful or not. C is producing ABCA, so instead of C we need some terminal. Okay, so C is again producing ADB. Instead of D, if we will get some terminal, then we can put that. But instead of B, instead of C and D, we are not getting any terminal, not a single terminal. So that's why we can say that C is not useful. Okay, now let's check about D. Instead of D, if I will put BD, then again I need instead of D some terminal. But instead of D, there is no terminal is present. So instead of D, if I will use this production, that is D produces AC, instead of C also I need a terminal. And in earlier case we have seen that C is useless because C is not generating any terminals. So I got the useful symbols are these only. Okay, now the next task is that we have identified C and D are not useful. So let's check whether if we will get any string after putting all these useful values or not. So suppose if I will get this production, suppose C produces A B C A. Now instead of this C, if I will use this one also, that is ADB, ADB, and this A is as it is. And now instead of this D, if I will produce D is as a ABA, and instead of D, if I will write BD also, then I am getting BD and this BA as it is. And instead of this D, if I will use this one also, then also I am getting ABA, B and AC. This is BA. Okay, so we can see that we will never end this production because we don't have any replacement for C, or not even for D. Okay, so we cannot come up with a string of terminals. Okay, we will always get a one of the variable in that particular string generated by C production or D production. Okay, so not now what we will do, wherever C and D are present, we can say that things are not useful for us, so we will remove that one. So if I will remove this one, in this C is present, so we cannot reach to the set of terminals or terminal. We can say that this is not useful, so we will remove that one. Again B producing, okay, B A B, okay, C is producing this one, so we cannot able to reach, so this is not useful. This is also not useful, this is also not useful, and this is also not useful. So after removal of all these useless symbols, whatever is the remaining, we will write that one. So yes produces AB, and A is producing small a, capital A, small b, B, capital A, small a, and now B is producing small b, capital A, B, and this AB. Okay, so this is the final production I am getting after the removal of useless symbols or useless productions. Okay, so let's take the another one. So this is the question. In this question, first of all, as usual, we will find out the useful symbols. Symbols. Sometimes this pen is also not working. ओके, यूजफुल सिंबल्स कौन से होंगे? यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो भी नॉन टर्मिनल्स है वो यूजफुल रहेंगे, दैट इज ए कॉमा बी. एंड if I will put this a comma b wherever, okay, instead of that, first of all जो भी प्रोडक्शन टर्मिनल प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है दैट इज आल्सो यूजफुल, जो भी वेरिएबल. सो a is producing small b, that is important. yes is also producing small a, so that is also important. Okay, and instead of this I think no more production is important. Okay, so we got these are the useful symbols. Now what I will do, I will check for whether I will put some value of or some terminals, then I can get more useful symbols or not. So b produces ab is there, so now instead of this b I will write b produces ab again. I will use both the things. Okay, now again b is occurred, so instead of b I will check whether something is else is there. So b is producing, c is there, so instead of b if I will write c, then I will get aac. now I will check for the c, I am getting a triple a c. Instead of c I have written ac. And again this is also not reaching to the string of terminals or terminals. Again I will use the another production, that is c produces b. So I will get a a a and c produces b. So again I came to in this situation also. Okay, so whenever we are going to use these two things, we are always into the b and c only. We will never reach to a set of terminals, or we can say that we will never reach a solution. Okay, so we can say that b and c are not useful symbols. Okay, b and c are not useful. Okay, so we will this, wherever b and c are present, we will say that that is useless production. Okay, so yes produces. In this situation, now see that here one is useful symbol is present and another is not useful. Okay, useful and not useful, but one is not useful, so we can say that yes produces ab is not useful production. So I will write yes produces a. Now in this situation also, in this production is over. A is producing bc. In this bc both b and c are useless, so I will not write that production. I will write only a produces small b. Again b is producing small a capital b. B is not useful, so I will not write. And b produces c. B and c both are not useful, so I will not write both this production. Then c producing ac, so ac is not useful, and here b is also not useful, so I will not write both the production. So finally I will get s produces a and a produces b. But in this situation we can see that a is not at all reachable from the yes. Okay, so I will remove this one also, and finally I will get yes produces single a. So this is the grammar. Finally cfg I am getting from removal of we can say that useless production. I will get yes produces a. Now see, just because of the definition we have written this grammar for just producing single a, but after removal of these all these useless symbols we are getting yes produces small a. Okay, so this is far simple than this one. Okay, so this is the we can say that advantage of simplification of grammar. We can get the correct grammar, or we can get the we can say that efficient grammar. Okay, so this is all about the simplification of useless productions. Now we will see last one, that is the elimination of unit productions. Elimination of unit productions. Basically the unit production हम कब करेंगे? The unit production are the productions in which one non-terminal gives another non-terminal. मतलब कोई एक non-terminal है वो just single non-terminal अगर produce कर रहा है, then we can say that is the unit production. और उसको हम रिमूव कैसे कर सकते हैं? तो उसके लिए एक रूल है कि टू रिमूव एक्स प्रोड्यूसेस वाई, अगर ये ऐसा हो, वन नॉन टर्मिनल इज प्रोड्यूसिंग अनदर नॉन टर्मिनल, देन वी हैव टू ऐड प्रोडक्शन. कौन सा प्रोडक्शन ऐड करना पड़ेगा? एक्स प्रोड्यूसेस स्मॉल ए. ओके, टू द ग्रामर रूल, whenever y produces small a occurs in the grammar. अगर ग्रामर में y produces a अगर occur होता है, then only we can able to remove this x produces y. Okay, because we have to replace that x produces y thing as a this terminal. और यहाँ पे अगर sequence of terminals भी होते हैं, then is also okay, means instead of y we will replace as it by ab. Okay, and after that only we can able to delete the x produces y. Okay, so this is the example. Let's see this example. We will solve this example. Okay, so first of all we will identify which are the unit productions present in this. So first unit production is s produces c, and secondly b produces a is there. Okay, so first of all I will write all the productions without that unit productions. Okay, so s produces 0 1 0 a 1 b, these are the remaining productions. Then a is producing 0 s 0 0, then b is producing 1, and c is producing 0 1. Okay, now we will focus on this thing, and we will replace this c as some terminal or some set of terminals. Okay, so now I have s produces c, and instead of this c I have to replace by some terminal. So c is producing 0 1, so I will write, because of this production I will write c produces 0 1. Okay, now over. Okay, now next thing is b is producing a. Just a second. Okay, b is producing a, and now we will see what a is producing. Now a is producing, that is 0s and 0 0. Okay, so what I will do, I will replace, I will check whether b is producing something is there from this or not. If something is there already, then we will not replace by these things. If that is not there, then I will replace with these things. So only b produces 1 is there, so the remaining thing I will write here. So it will again produce 0s and 0 0. Okay, so I have replaced everything whenever the unit productions are there, and we have removed that unit productions. Now we will check whether the grammar is having the unit productions or not. Okay, so s produces 0a not having, s produces 1b not having, s produces 0 1, there is not a unit production. Now here b produces 1 is there, that is not a unit production, because non-terminal is producing the terminal, and we want a case where non-terminal is producing the some non-terminal, then only we can say that there is a unit production. So this grammar is free from unit productions, so we can say that this is the CFG after the removal of unit productions. Okay, let's say the another question. So the next question is that S is producing capital A, small a, capital B, then B is producing capital A, small bb, and A is producing small a, small bc, and capital B. Okay, so in this question we are seeing that S produces B is a unit production, B is produces A is also unit production, and A is also producing B, this is also unit production. So these three unit productions we need to remove. So finally, without this unit production, if I will write the grammar, then it will look like this: S produces capital A, small a, then B is producing small bb, and A is producing small a or bc. Okay, small bc. Okay, this is a small c. Now, instead of this B, S produces B, I have to write something. Okay, so I will check S produces B is there. Okay, and now I will check B is producing anything. Okay, so B is producing small bb. Okay, B is producing set of terminals, so I will write instead of this B as small b, small b. Okay, now if I will observe, S produces B and B is again producing A. B is again producing A, and A is producing this set of terminals. So A is producing small a and small bc, small a and small bc. So instead of this A, I will write small a and small bc. But if you will observe this, instead of S producing B and B is producing A. Okay, and finally again A is producing what? A is producing B. Okay, A is again producing B, means we can say that whatever A is producing, again same produces by B. So instead of this B, we will again write A or BC. Okay, and instead of B also, B is also producing whatever A is producing, and similarly if I will write A produces B, whatever the whatever the B is producing, same A is producing. So instead of A, again I will write BB, but BB is also already present, okay, in this situation. But in this, A produces A, small bc, and again B is there, so B is again producing here BB. So I will write BB. So this is the final CFG after the removal of unit productions. Hope आपको ये समझ में आ गया होगा. Okay, so let's take the final question about the removal of unit production. So this is the question. It is having almost 7 productions, that is including B produces small b. Okay, so first of all we will identify which are the unit productions, that is C produces D is unit production, B produces C is also unit production, D produces E is also unit production. So these three are unit productions. Okay, so first of all I will write S produces, just a second, S produces AB, then A is producing small a, and here B is producing small b, and C is producing some unit production, so we will keep C as it is now, as of now. Then D is producing also unit production, and E is producing A. Okay, so now in this case we have to identify uh, the thing which we have to write instead of this C. Okay, now in this question we have seen that B is producing C. Okay, C is producing D. Okay, sorry, this is D. Again I will write B produces C. C is producing this D. Okay, D is producing again E according to this production, and E is producing small a. Okay, so I can say that B is producing small a directly based on this string. So instead of this B is producing small b, I can write small a also. Okay, next instead of C we have to write some non-terminal, sorry, some terminal. So C is producing A, we can say that. Okay, so C is producing A. Similarly D is also producing A, D is also producing A, and E is also producing the small a that is already there. So this is the CFG after the removal of unit productions. Okay, so this is all about the simplification of the grammar. In this we have seen that how to eliminate the epsilon production, how to eliminate the useless symbols, useless symbols, and finally how to remove the unit productions. Okay, now these things will help us in the solving the normal form questions, because in that question also we have to remove the all these three productions, all these three useless, unit, and epsilon productions. Okay, आई होप आप लोगों को ये समझ में आ रहा होगा। अगर आपको समझ में नहीं आ रही है कुछ चीज़ें तो प्लीज़ कमेंट इन द कमेंट बॉक्स, सो दैट कैन सो आई विल इम्प्रूव ऑन दैट थिंग्स। ओके, एंड अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है क्या तो प्लीज़ बताइए कि हाँ ये पॉइंट अच्छा लगा या इस पॉइंट को बेहतर बना सकते हैं, ताकि मैं उस पे वर्क करूँ। ओके, एंड आई होप अदर सब्जेक्ट भी आपको समझ में आ रहे होंगे, एंड यू आर गेटिंग मोर इंटरेस्ट ऑन दैट। ओके, तो आप जितना ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करोगे इन सारे क्वेश्चन की, उतने ज़्यादा तुम्हें क्वेश्चन अच्छे से समझ में आ जाएंगे। ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच, लेट्स सी यू इन नेक्स्ट क्लास। थैंक यू सो मच। ओके।